Welcome back to All of the Above with me, Emma Kehoe. This week I have two very special guests on, and they are my sisters. I just thought, what about if my two sisters came on, because we never actually sat down to have a proper chat and get to know us offline and what we're really like.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous, gals.
It's my first time doing a pod, so I probably will just be a little bit like take a minute or two to get into it. But no, I think now's the time to really just get to know us a little bit deeper than other than Instagram.
Yeah, totally. So diving right in, my first little question that I have and I wanted to ask was, how would you describe our relationship in 3 words?
I think like I can't just do 3. Like unconditional love, can we count that as 1?
Yeah.
And then I would say like advice and like good like listeners and like we just have each other's backs. Like I know that this isn't exactly 3 words, but
yeah, no, it's like on the lines of it.
Fun, like we just have good fun and we laugh, we just laugh and we're just best friends. We're best friends built in one.
Into sisters,
you know?
like,
it's like curry sauce, fried rice and chips, a trio.
I think people always ask like, what are you like offline? Like, are you friends? And I'm like,
I think there's
genuine.
this like secrets behind us that like we kill each other. There's arguments.
Like, we did when we were
isn't.
kids, but like we don't actually argue at all. Maybe the odd like
bicker,
like slight second tiff. But then like we can't remember the last time any of us have railed.
What's that EP?
But that's not like
we'll get to that later.
Like I wouldn't say that was like an argument. That was just like Emma, like do you know what I mean? Like I'd be like that to my friends.
But then about 5 minutes later, it's like, do you want chips? Do you want a drink?
Oh, there's no like having to sit down and talk
fight,
it out.
like,
no. Like we used to kill each other when we were children.
Yeah, there definitely was. Like the teenage years, like me and you would be killing each other.
Physically.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, it was like, you know that game, Cash and Bash? Cash and Bash, it was like,
No, it was. But like as you grow up and like you obviously mature and like, you know, when someone borrows something now, there's not like World War III.
Do you remember the Elmo teddy?
Yeah, getting bashed with that.
Claudine had, you know, like her
full disclosure, no children were actually harmed.
Her text message sound was like a frog or something. It was like ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Yeah.
And I was trying to go to sleep. And
I
she
didn't know
wouldn't.
you remembered what it was.
Yeah, I do.
Why was it
I was in the bottom bunk and she was over there and I just slowly grabbed the Elmo teddy and I knew there was a voice box in it, sorry. And I just launched it across the room. I didn't realise I'd split your head.
Yeah.
Claudine,
She was grounded.
All I could hear was like about 10 or 11 o'clock. I'm like,
and then obviously
the joys of like our bed being like a couple centimeters apart or something.
It was Harry Potter under the stairs.
No, we had a box room with like obviously it was a small room with bunk beds and a single bed. But like looking back, it was like the best thing.
Oh yeah,
you know, sharing a room like that and so
remember
close.
Doing
like the memories,
doing the human ladder above crawling up each other's backs.
I don't remember that. The human ladder.
Maybe it was us setting
we did like we created a human ladder up to the bunk bed from her bed and we'd scurry up each other's backs.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't there.
You may be out at that stage then.
Yeah, I know, because the thing was as well, when we were younger, obviously like the age difference.
Gap,
so I'm 39, so there's 4 years between myself and Ash and then 6 years between me and Claudine.
So there's 2 between me and Claude.
Yeah, so I was a bit of a lone ranger for a while.
Me and Claude hung around with each other from when we were like mid-teens kind of. We were
like, always just kind of like hung around with each other. It wasn't just like sisters. We were always like part of each other's
we were
life.
2 peas.
And obviously Emma was that bit older, so she was like going out earlier and stuff. And you know, so it was just a bit of a different dynamic.
Like we had a mmobile home in Wexford, so me and Claude would have always went down with Mum and our little brother Adam. For those of you who don't know, we have a brother.
There is Rob Kardashian.
He's like 6'2" and he's not that little, but he's 27. But anyway, we used to go down. You were a bit older, so you used to have like gaff parties at home when we were gone and stuff.
Sorry, Ashley sharing all the details now. I was a bit rogue when I was younger. We are going to get into that. Like,
in the car.
Oh God, there's so much to actually divulge. But so our memories when I was younger, what did I do? So you would have been, how old were you when we were in Wexford? Because we had a mobile home in Wexford.
From like 6 to 16 maybe for me.
Yeah,
was it that long?
Like, it was at least 10 years.
I was 6-ish, probably you.
Maybe I was 8 kind
of. Like,
it was about 10 years.
Yeah.
Like the best years of my life.
Yeah,
if I could replay any.
Yeah, and I was nearly like, I was a little bit older. I was 14, 15 at that stage, and I just wanted to be with my friends.
Yeah, you wanted to stay
go
home.
out underage drinking. And I was about 15, 16, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because they let me when I was 16. And I just thought I didn't really click with the kids on the
because
the
there
site.
was all just kids. There was no one your age, so you kind of didn't click with anyone. Whereas there was loads of kids our age, so we just made friends instantly.
Yeah, and that's when you did pony camp. Then you were able to go down to the Winning Post Close where we were.
It was the best, honestly.
You had the best
in terms of
childhood.
age, Mum always kind of dressed myself and Claudine the same. Like everyone thought we were twins when we were younger. Like Christmas time and stuff. Like, do you remember those Timberland boots with the patchwork jackets? Yeah. But we were always just
really
as
remember
one.
things.
So like if I wanted to get my ears pierced so bad, and Mum was like, yeah, you have to wait until you're 7. And then we go in and Claudine's 5 and she gets hers pierced with me.
Tattoo. Like, Matt, you weren't out
But
until
like
you were 18.
I had to wait until you were old enough.
And I used your ID to get a tattoo.
Oh, did she? Wait, Dad took you? Oh no, that was me.
Which
that was
tattoo
you.
was that?
The writing on my back, which I really regret.
My
Like,
God,
it's like a quote and everyone's like, what's that even saying? I'm like, it's just all smudged into like something random now. You can't even make it what it is.
My first tattoo when we were in Portugal with Dad, and I think I was 16.
I don't know how we let you get.
I don't know how.
No.
And I got a koi fish on my foot, and the pain, I'll never forget the pain of it, because I've loads of tattoos now, but that was definitely my worst.
But
it was
How old
yellow.
were you? 19?
16.
Oh, 16?
Yeah.
I think you were 17, 18, because I remember I was
wasn't
like,
18,
right, well, if she's getting a tattoo, I want tickets to Marley Park.
Yeah,
and
I know,
see Calvin. I went to see
Actually, yeah, because you wouldn't have been 14.
Sorry, you went with me to Marley Park.
But like that was the thing. Dad bought me the tickets.
But I
because
came
How
home.
old were you? 17?
I was 16, and you were
8.
You
would
were
have been just
16 and I
18.
brought you to Marley. Well, you went with Amy
I went
and all
with
to
my
Marley
friends.
Park.
Yeah.
Claudine was
Boy
allowed
Slim
away
was.
with murder. You went to Mali when you were 17.
Yeah.
Ashley
But
had
this
to.
is the
I had to wait till I
thing.
was 18.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had to wait until I was old enough.
To do
Sorry, she
certain
was old
things.
enough to do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we were just
It
came
was just
together
like,
as
we were
one.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember I wanted to get my nose pierced, obviously I'm the eldest, and like the level of what I had to go through. So I just used to go rogue sometimes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get my nose pierced. Everyone was getting their nose, their tongue, their eyebrow, belly button. Yeah. But I got my nose pierced. I was like, oh, I really want to get my nose pierced. But I knew because like Mum used to terrify me as well.
Yeah.
And she said, if you get your nose pierced, I'll pierce the other side for you. Right, well, that kind of, all right. Then I wanted to get a tattoo. No, couldn't get a tattoo. Then like all things like that. And then I think since there was so much like no's, and they were trying to obviously like keep us safe, I think that's when 14, 15, I just started to rebel.
Yeah.
I did. And I like even
Not bad.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't like a big.
No,
but it was just
going out and not like saying, because there was no real. The mobiles were only coming out back then. We're really showing our age now.
Yeah.
But I went out, my first like under 18s disco was Shooters on Parnell Street. I was 14.
Remember the spin disco?
Yeah, I was 14 and I went out with a few of the girls from secondary school, went out. We weren't drinking at that stage anyways. And, and even if they were drinking, I didn't like alcohol till I was about 16, 17. And I went out and I just wanted to go back to my friends in Blanche. I just was fed up at home. Like I just was having a great time with my friends. And kissed a boy because I never had a proper first kiss till I was about 14. Do you know what I mean? Stayed out and I just was like, oh, I'm not telling my mum and dad. Just don't care. Then
I don't remember the story.
No. So then I ended up staying there out in Blanchestown with my friend. I was like, oh, I'll ring. But the longer I left it, obviously the worse it got. So it got to say about 10 or 11 in the morning. And my friends were texting me being like, Emma, where were you? I was like, I'm out in Blanche. And I wouldn't answer mum and dad's text messages. I just was like, sure, whatever.
Face on the milk carton.
They were like, Emma, the police are actually out looking for you around Cabra and they're going into the shops and all. And I just thought, half of my head was like, served them right, mum and dad might as well. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen this girl?
You know, do you even care? Because at that age when you're a teenager, you're going through hormones. And I just wanted to kind of scare them probably as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But then I ended up coming home. I think they grounded me for 2 days, but it was all about thrill really.
But we did end up, like the older we got then, we did start going out together. Like, so there would have been like Barcode the right venue. And that's when we kind of came together a bit more like as like a trio. Yeah. Because we were all old enough then to go out and like the best memories of all getting ready in our bedroom. Our house was like where all the friends came. We all got our photos in front of the wooden door and we all had our pre-drinks.
Wallpaper, the vintage outfits.
the Jello shots. Yeah.
No, it was more the boost, which smelled vile. It was like Red Bull and double vodka.
But that's when we kind of had our like togetherness.
Yeah, that's where we all, because I would have felt a little bit separate because I went out like during college. Say I was 18, you would have been only 12.
Yeah.
So then when Claudine basically was about 14.
No, I was 16.
She was 16, so I would have been like
I was
22.
using your ID, and she was using mine.
Let's go back to this, right?
So when I went to Reds and broke my arm.
Yeah. So before the right venue days, so I had, when I came of age, so I was 18, 19, whatever it was, I had my passport and an ID. So then I still had, I think, another ID that you could use. I don't know what it was.
Used to take it.
And Ashley,
I was known as Emma, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's me.
And then one night, go on, Ash.
Oh yeah, I was in Reds. And mind you, how I remember, I had only had 2 or 3 drinks, but do you remember it was underground? I don't know if anyone knows. It was Lafayette, and it was just dripping of sweat. So the ground was wet. So I slipped, went down on my wrist, and one of the lads put me up by that wrist. Oh. And then I slipped again and went down. So I knew it was broke because I broke my wrist on a treadmill when I was 14. So I knew that feeling, and the thing was swelling up, and they were like, we need to call you an ambulance. And I was like, no, it's fine. Give me a glass of ice. And I just was on the dance floor with a glass of ice. Like, I cracked it, displaced it, dislodged it. And I got home that night and set my alarm. I couldn't get my clothes off or anything. And I set my alarm to go to hospital the next morning. And I was like, Dad, I've got broken wrists. Will you take me to the Mater?
I'll just go
and then I went back to Reds the following week with a cast. So I was like,
oh God.
Like the eras of going out.
I was 17 as well. I should have been there.
It was so good though. Like
I always think barcode days when we used to go
and sin, like
the right venue Urban Fridays. We lived.
I think that's what people always ask. Like, because obviously Claudine's more settled now, married with kids, and that you don't have that online, you don't drink anymore. Like, they're always like, was Claudine ever mad? And I'm like,
drunk Claudine is the best. She's better than me and Ashley together. She is like,
and like that because
hilarious.
I had them years like from about 16, 17 to like, I think it was 2021. After I was 21, I kind of got over, like, course, I still went out and everything, but I wasn't like party. So I'm like, I had them like 5-6 years that I'm just kind of over it now, do you know?
I wonder will I be over it.
But I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
I'm not sure.
My best life.
And especially you're single, that you're just having the time of your life.
This year.
Yeah, do you know? So
100%.
But I know I had them crazy years, and that's, I like love looking back and just like remembering them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able for them now. Like, you can't do that shit when you have kids.
No.
Do you know? You can't like be out till all hours, hangovers. Like a hangover with kids. No, it doesn't go. So that's just doesn't happen for me.
No, definitely. When did we stop kind of going out? Was it I went to Australia. I went to Australia because I went to Australia when I was like 25. And I think Mum thought the world was about to end because I booked Australia, and every time I brought it up, my mum would be like, so the weather. She wouldn't talk about it. She wouldn't come to terms with it. And that was around, was I 25? So we would have been going out, I'd say for about 3-4 years, going to the right venue, going into town, doing all those things.
So much partying.
But we had a great fun. Remember the party bus with Disco Dave?
Yeah, he used to have drinks ready for us on the bus. Or it was just a big taxi, like an 8-seater.
It was just
and he'd collect us if we were ever stuck.
He was like an uncle.
Yeah, but we got in, there was lights, and he'd have like bottles of beer for us. Now it was actually a bit mad.
But I remember, I think something happened. I think everyone went back to like a party or drinks, or something happened one night. We were stuck. And I remember
messaging him. I had his number now for New Year's tomorrow.
Messaging him, and I was like, Dave, will you come and get me? Like, I'm like, no bother, sweetheart. He literally picked us up, and he was the nicest man ever. Like, now, fairness, going from Cabra all the way to the right venue was like 35-40 quid.
We used to stay in the Travelodge.
Travelodge as well. The night there would be grand.
But all the nights there was the best. Where else did we go? The kitchen. That was. I remember I went there
done that much.
Once. It was too much of a sweatbox for me.
It was mad.
It was too much.
We loved it there, but that was it, really. Sin. Like, there's nowhere now these days. It's
kind of more, obviously the older we've gotten, like, it's more pubs, and then like
it's just
there's nowhere. To be honest, there's nowhere to dance anymore in Dublin. Like,
no.
You know, and things like 37 and stuff, it's not our vibe anymore.
No.
And like the nightclub, there's no nightclubs or anything really.
No. The last time we were out then was for my birthday in July. We went into town, we stayed in a hotel. We had a few drinks, went to Mamio's.
And that was still tame.
And it's just, it's just like dinner and a couple of drinks now, and that's just how we roll.
And then like, so since we've grown up so much together, and then like obviously we were like a unit, we still are a unit as well. Like, how do you think we've individually changed?
I suppose we've all just taken little different routes of life, you know, like obviously I'm married, kids, all that now. Ashley, you're single now, and like we obviously will say how close we were during COVID because we were all just living in Emma's, and then kind of once COVID was ended,
we all just kind of
had to go separate again. But like we look back,
like I will say, obviously, I acknowledge for a lot of people, COVID was like disgracefully hard.
Yeah.
But for us, like I actually look back and kind of cherish that time because the three of us essentially moved in together. Myself and Emma had just split with our partners. And it just was all time. And then Claude only lived close by. So like we used to get up in the morning, 7 a.m, go on a walk. We just motivated each other and we did really our content and we had each other like as company. And we had, remember those videos with like the Snapchat filters and all, like just like, but we just had such a good time that like at least we can take a positive from COVID. And then like you said, we all kind of just split and like,
like you
children and stuff.
Town, I had kids. Emma went on and kind of moved out and stuff as well. So it was all, we just kind of went our own like little separate ways. But like, God, we're still really close, but we're at kind of different stages of life in a way. Like,
we just to make the time for each other. Like,
it is.
Because you're living in a different county. Yeah. And, like, we're all just living like kind of further away from each other and all have our own things going on. So it's important that we do like plan things. We do hotels together. We obviously go for lunches, even doing this together today. Like, you know.
Yeah. I definitely do think that COVID, like what you said, Ash, it was definitely a really hard time.
Was,
and that's a big part of when I say I changed, because I remember my life hit like rock bottom in 2020 when COVID hit, and then Ashley moved in as well because I went through like a breakup. I had to kick like, you know, my ex out of the house.
You signed up for your course in neuroscience, you know, like you totally changed.
I had my life, I had life coaching behind me, and I remember... I remember then Ashley was due to move in anyways, because I remember some people were like, why is your sister there? I'm like, she was moving in because I was only after breaking up with my ex. And then at the time, like you were single as well. But even thinking back as well, like if I was only thinking about this morning in the car, the routine like we would have had, you know, like we got up and we went on our walk. Like we didn't watch TV all day long.
We didn't lay around our pajamas or anything. No, like we kind of made the most of it.
We done workouts at the back garden. We made banana bread. We read our book.
Painting the back walls.
If we could go down to Nana's to do our food shopping. Do all those things. And I was like, I probably wouldn't have been able to get through that break if it wasn't for you.
No, I know. And then it was weird that it came at the perfect time, although it was COVID. But like, then again, if it hadn't been COVID, you wouldn't have had us there constantly. So, it all happened for a reason in a way, that timing kind of.
Yeah, because I remember even being there, like I was on my own. I was like, how am I going to do this? Then Ashley moved in, and then I remember like Rowan crying on the kitchen floor going, where do I go from here? But yous were the ones that were like, come on, Emma. Like, because every day I'd wake up, yous would be trying like up and at it, and you know, like how, and I just was like, I can't do that. I just used to watch Gossip Girl in bed. I'd have an hour to myself. Now yous would be up pottering around. And I'd be like, I just can't. And you'd be like, just try, Emma, come on. And you'd wait even a half an hour for me, or else you'd say, listen, we'll go on a walk. We can go on another one later on. And I think that's what kept me going.
Definitely.
If I was on my own, or I didn't have that push from you.
Yeah.
It
would have been different.
Definitely.
So it was all the timing of everything just worked out, because I only split from my ex for like a couple of weeks, and I moved out and it was like, I'm not going back. I'm having a ball with my sister, and we're helping each other. And that's why I stayed with you for a year in your first house, and then a year with
2 years.
Include 2 years in your house.
2 years in the house, and then a year in the apartment. We were 3 years living together, and
it was the best time ever.
And even going to like say even living together, and then because Claudine used to be there as well, like an awful lot of people would ask, you know, do we fight? Do we bicker? What's it like? What would you say?
No, like obviously it could have been. No, I don't think we do fight and bicker.
Like little tiffs, but nothing
honestly, it's just
major.
little tiffs, but there's no like scraps or anything like that. Scraps. There's no gossip on the like that side.
Sorry,
and of course, families are always like, it could be a little bicker here and there, but like
that's just normal.
It's more like, oh, you're annoying me, or Emma, would you stop, or blah blah blah, and then that's that. There's no like
the Lorax.
We'll get into that. We will get into that as well. And what else was I saying to you? I was saying about describing. I actually wanted to ask. I was like, how we would describe each other.
I always say,
I'm shit with words. Like if someone says to me, if someone says to me like, what do you love about me and all, I'm like, oh no. Like I just, you know, like,
where I'm like, let's dive right in.
Yeah, no, I'm not good with words. I'm just going to put that out there now.
Like I always say, Claudine is very like chilled. Like she's so laid back, like she's horizontal. And then Emma is a bit more high strung.
Yeah.
Now you've calmed down over the years, but you'd be a bit more, or like just type A to the max, you know, like with your
I wouldn't say I'm type A.
You'd be very organised and stuff.
Not as organised as I would, but I'm not.
No, you'd still be a type A. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Like I'm like, and in terms, personality wise, I'm just a bit of both. You're like so chilled, and then you're a bit more.
Yeah, I know. So that kind of does like the oldest, the middle, and the youngest.
Yeah.
How would you describe Emma? Thanks, guys. Even talking about
wrong with that.
No, I know. But even talking about spreadsheets, we were only saying this before we jumped on the podcast. How
MA. I just rocked up. Where are we going? Here we go.
Like,
we're going here, we're going there. I was like, lovely.
No, honestly, I think because I used to be a bar in the retail world, and I do love like planning, organisation, and I was a huge planner for the majority of my life. But then things happen, and you have to learn to go with the flow and everything like that. But myself and Ashley, we went to LA and Miami, right? And this is from being a buyer and having the whole spreadsheet, and it was the list of restaurants printed out, where the address was. Wait to see where the address was.
Probably still have it somewhere.
What time the booking was at, how many minutes it'd either take there to walk or get a taxi.
That's type A, girl.
Oh, God.
And then everything. And Ashley literally was like, yeah. Like, Ashley didn't have to lift a finger.
No. Yeah, I'm like that. I just rock up and I'm like,
no,
you're like that.
But you know what? The difference now, where when I went solo traveling last year, I forgot to get a visa going into Bali. I was like, I was on the plane going, shit, I have to get a visa.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you are so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Compared
or
to
even
them.
just like, normally I would have had plan B and like, right, week 1, week 2 being, I'd be like, I'll just book a hotel tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have totally. And I'm like, I actually don't mind going with the flow, where before I'd be like, we can't have a flow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, you have changed.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think you just kind of relaxed a bit more through COVID, and then just after kind of like,
you know, you did a lot of growing and like, with taking your career into like the wellness side.
Yeah,
like,
you had to kind of relax.
It was also
more.
like personal growth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have the mindfulness, I'd be whacking my head off a wall right now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
so
really
high strung. It did get me through. Yeah. Like, it is amazing how I'd say the last few years we've all grown as well. Do you know what I mean? So like, you're married now how many years now? Is it 7 years you're with Ryan?
Yeah, I think it's like 8.
I was nearly thinking, I was like, even from COVID to now, it's like a blip. It feels like 2 years.
Yeah. No, I know.
You have had the house, 2 babies, married. I'm like,
I know.
Whoa, it's mad to think that all that
just happened in the space of a couple of years. I know. And sometimes you even have to be like, even Ryan was like, isn't it mad we've kids? And I'm like, I know. Like, you just even, I think any parents sometimes are like, we have kids. Like, what the hell? When did that happen? Kind of thing. But no, I know it did all happen so fast in a way. But yeah, that's just kind of just the way my life is now, do you know? I'm a lot more settled with the kids, and I love it. I just kind of like in our little bubble, like it has me live outside Dublin now a bit. But yeah.
And how do you feel then? I remember we had a conversation there when you done my vision board workshop there at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And especially like having like baby number 2 as well. Like, do you feel part of you, like, are you still Claudine, or do you feel that you have to be a mom and you have to be a wife? Like, do you find that hard to focus on you as Claudine, like, and who you are as a person?
I think so, because like your time's obviously so much more limited, like, you know, between work and then family with the kids, then our family time and stuff as well. Like, where is that time for me? And like, even I used to love going to the gym. That was like my therapy in a way. Like, whenever I went through shit, like my gym sessions, that would just be for me. And I don't have that anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? So I know last year I was like, I'm going to like start doing even Pilates days at home. And I just done little 20-minute sessions, and I love that. And you know yourself, home workouts, you're going to dip in, dip out. But like that, I would love to be able to go to gym sessions again, have a little hour or two. But it's just now my time is so...
When they get a little bit older.
And that's just going to be in a couple of years. Like, you know, because I'm such a, like, if I don't do it in the morning, I won't go in the evening kind of gal.
No.
And then in the morning, Ryan's left for work before I'm up. So like, you know, it's just... And everything is just a phase. Like, you know, it's not like... I know I'll get this all back in a couple of years, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, like finding like me time is obviously hard. But you know me, I'm a real just get on with it kind of gal.
So I would be waiting on you to literally have a mentee B, and then, but that'd be me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just a real like crack on kind of gal. Like, you know, I don't dive into too much about like probably my feelings and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the girls,
you're
obviously
the polar opposite of me.
The girls
like I've been anxious since I'm 16. Like,
and the girls both do therapy and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, what's the point in digging into it? Like, it's fine. Like, just kind of
you're like
breeze
mom in that way. Like, you're just
probably
like,
you know. And that's just my personality. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
would
the
you
way.
say you're emotionally available?
Oh God. In what sense? Like,
well, you don't really like talking about your feelings.
No,
but you say I love you to us anyways.
of course. And like I'm a very like I tell people I love them and all, but I don't know. Again, I just don't dive too much into.
No.
Sometimes that can be a good thing as well. Do you know that way where I'm like, so
it just means you don't need to.
You don't need to overanalyze things.
No,
as well.
I don't think so. And of course, there'll probably be some stage in my life that I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Of course, do you know what I mean? I think
not in that context for listeners there, but you know what I mean. Having a little,
like a moment or like and of course, I think everyone is going to go through at some stage of their life, and hopefully not anytime soon. Yeah, but like I just kind of just you know what I'm like. I'm just like grand.
Yeah, and I think that's why then sometimes I know because since we're so different as well, and sometimes I'm like, why hasn't she just went? Fuck's sake. Well, yeah, but
You're
that's not you.
Grounded. It's not your personality.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you know what I mean? Like from being close to me of the way I am kind of thing, do you know?
Yeah. And then Ashley.
I'm dying here.
Poor Ashley is coming down with a little bit of a cold, so she has a tickle in her throat there.
Had a sip there and a straps up.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah. You're doing great, sweetie. So then the things over the last few years, especially like we were talking about Claudine, about getting married and having children, moving into a house, how that's changed for her and who she is. And then you being single the last year.
A whole different era for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's big, isn't it?
Because I was with someone for 12 years or something. So my whole 20s, even coming into my 30s. So, it's a big change, but it's a positive change for me, and I've just been embracing finding out who I am as solo without someone, and I've actually really just been enjoying it, and I haven't regretted it. It was a long time coming, but I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, and then especially moving in to your own place as well by yourself.
Yeah, because it wasn't just leaving a partner. It was leaving my home, leaving my dog. There was a lot of big changes. So I was very proud of myself.
Yeah, because you've done really well.
Yeah, because that's probably a big part that you don't talk about online as well, which is understandable.
Because the way I know with your breakup, it was different. You spoke about it online more candidly.
But that took 2 years, for me to talk about. I couldn't.
Or even the TikToks of where you're crying and then you're happy, or
that only happened in the last year, and that took me 4 years to get to that place.
Yeah, and I think where you say you're just not into one thing. For me, it's just I'm the same, and because my partner was online, ex-partner, I just people know him, and I didn't want. I'm just not. I was on my friend's podcast. January?
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of came out and was open about the separation, but I still was quite poised, and I didn't bash him or it's just not me. Even though I could have, I just didn't. And I kind of chose to keep my ring on because we split October, and then I chose to keep my ring on for 3 months just so that I had time to process it without there being an outside, a voice or opinion. So I did that, and then I just kind of naturally, people kind of noticed or whatever. So there was no big reveal or whatever. Obviously I spoke about it. I moved out, it was kind of obvious the ring was gone.
And there was a post of just I was beginnings.
Yeah.
And it was subtle, it wasn't
because I was afraid of that, because it's hard enough going through a breakup anyway.
The anxiety of being online and
judged, or just not even being judged, just people asking questions and poking and prodding, and it's a private thing. And for me, that's even not yourself, there's other people online that will come on and dive into, oh, he cheated or he did this, whatever. And I was just I'm just quite private. Although I share a lot online, I have a complete separate private life that I don't share.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a catch-22, because when I'm getting advice off people, even yourself, you're I think people need to know who you are a bit more. You're so funny, you don't share that. And I'm oh, I know, that's kind of for my friends. And I'm but I should maybe show my personality a little bit more. My close friend story.
But I think that's the beauty of it as well, because we're in the social media world probably about 10 years now. And obviously at the start, like you do want to show everything. And the age of TikTok has came in where everyone is showing, like, you know, the Alex Earls, like, you know, they're showing what they eat, what they sleep, what they do. Like that is too much for me. Like I can't create that amount of content just for you, because then there's nothing left for me.
But I think the older generation, like in social media, we didn't grow up with it.
But I don't want to see everything.
When we had Instagram, like there was no stories, there was no reels, so there was no showing yourself.
You took a photo. Do you remember the photo we took of her, the tattoo on her foot? We uploaded that to TikTok and got a few likes on Instagram.
Up with that, whereas like obviously the younger generation are growing up with reels and stories, so like they're coming on more chatty. So I find it hard to come on and chat and show my life like when we didn't do it from the start. I think in a way.
I think we all, like me anyway, I'm a real perfectionist, so I'm like, oh, if I was living somewhere and the kitchen wasn't up to standard, I wouldn't do a cooking video. But I love watching people online where their kitchens aren't perfect
and they're chaos. I'm like, girl.
No one
so I need to get over that.
No one cares.
Yeah, that's something that I would struggle with as well, is the aesthetic of it all. And I think because when we started out, you could literally, we take a photo of your Chinese and get 50 likes. They were like, oh yeah. Like I only said, we got a tattoo, our first tattoo, we have three hearts all on our ankles for, well, one heart each on our ankles.
Yeah, mine's so fake.
Now we took a photo of our feet and posted it on Instagram, and we're like, unreal.
If I got like a bar of soap or something, like, you know, like as free, like as a gift,
when you first started,
like bar soap.
But that they were the like the Insta days, like as well.
And I used to get slagged, isn't it? Because one question we always get asked is like, how did you start, or who started first?
Yeah, how did you start?
For me, it was like I've always loved photography and just taking photos and capturing the moment. And because in our family, I'm the person at Christmas, at Easter, I'm in charge of photos, and then it's like, right, airdrop me them, and it's like, or even
how many photos do you have in your phone? Remember,
I did about 100,000 or something. I dropped my phone in the toilet in Ibiza this year, and I lost the last 2 years, which is we'll not talk about that. But even I'm always one for candid photos and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So like that, I always like capturing a moment. And then I was working as a stylist in Forever 21 at the time, and I had just let my eyebrows grow back. Thank God. And
I remember that time. Did I shave your eyebrows?
Yeah, we'll get into that. But I was always styling new outfits and posting them online. And The Independent did an article. It was just on Instagram. There was no such thing as the word blogger. Like, it was, I'm like the dinosaur in this industry. Like, we were one of the first.
T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex. I'm a brontosaurus. But anyways, the Independent did an article, top 10 girls to follow. I was one of them, and it was like follow for her fashion and her bushy brows. And from then, like, Expose, you were like, will you do a segment where you're a judge? And it just kind of snowballed that way. Then a lot of English brands were like sending me clothes, and I just post them like at Dad's wall. We were living in Dad's together.
And Irish brands haven't even
they hadn't even popped on.
Yeah.
So I actually had a lot more English followers than Irish, because the English brands would post it, repost it, and then it kind of just snowballed like completely naturally. Like, I know now you can go to college to be an influencer or whatever. Like, it's completely changed. But back then it wasn't a thing. It was basically a hobby that turned into a career, which is like the best. And then you kind of started, and then Emma kind of started just posting stuff together.
Yeah, like my nerves were gone, because I remember my profile was on private. I was living in Australia, and I came home, and I was in the fashion industry, got my job back, and then I just was so in my own head about like my body and being like a curvy girl, and I was like posting. But even though I always loved clothes, I loved fashion, that was my thing. And then when I started posting, Ashley was like, just turn it off like private and just start posting your outfits, what you're wearing to work, because you work in fashion. And I started doing that, and then that's when you were getting followers like
back then it was
1,000, 2,000 a month. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You could put up a photo at a white wall, and you look back now and it's in bits, and it'd be like 5,000 likes. But like, it was a different sort of.
It was totally different. Like,
social media there now.
Yeah, because the market's obviously a lot more saturated now. Like loads, most people do some sort of content, that way. But back then it was a real niche. Yeah. And I used to have people write statuses that were aimed at me, going, she would take a picture of herself having a shit. Like, they were slagging me, like, but now those people follow me, like, and would like my stuff, and like, it just
But even talking about, say, like something like that as well, they always say, not like your haters be your motivators, not even like that as well. But I remember even when we were in school, I had friends, but then like the other girls, let's say, they would say like past comments, a little bit of like bullying as well. Yeah. But then a few years, say like whatever, 10, 15 years later, like they'd be like, oh, hey, how are you? Yeah, but you always remember. Now, I know everyone changes. That's the thing. We're not all mean girls or whatever like that. But you really don't forget, don't you? People who like slagged you, who were jeering you. Like I remember I used to work in Marks and Spencer's. I was 16 on the way. I was in my uniform and girls would be like, oh, look at the state of you and blah, blah, blah and all. Yeah. But then the same girls, probably about 15 years, oh my God, you're doing so well. And
like you said, you change, don't you? Like you're not the person you were back then. And it's different when you're in school, a bunch of girls and these are all just moving off one another kind of thing.
And like one thing I always say, like if there's any young listeners, or it doesn't matter what age, if you are looking to start social media, just start it. Because whenever anyone asks me for advice, they're like, well, how? Like I'm embarrassed. I'm like, you're going to have to start, whether you start today or you start in a year's time, you have to start somewhere. Like I started with 0 followers and like I got to where I am. And just the one thing is like, do not care what anyone else thinks. Which is hard.
It's the biggest thing is not caring, because I think as we're getting older as well, I find I'm kind of getting a little bit more self-sabotage, because obviously, I do a little bit more wellness, but the social media world, it's not like that anymore. It's like that. Yeah. And it's like, am I doing this? There's so many editing tools. There's so many this.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then
you kind of have to grow with the times of, because years ago, there was no such thing as stories on Instagram. There was no such thing as a carousel post, as a reel. It was one photo, that was it. But now it's all these editing tools. And you do find, I know we say together, like it's hard to keep up with the Gen Zs or the Gen Xs or whatever.
I literally can't cope. Like I just see other people and it's like CapCut on steroids. I'm like, how do I even put in like a text? I nearly needed like a crash course.
I know. Us oldies need
a dinosaur, literally like this. Honestly, that's the thing. Yeah. And then even like, how do you think social media, do you think it's being online has shaped you or made you?
Yeah, I think for me, like, because like it's my career, like I would be doing something else if it wasn't for social media. Like I still have a part-time job and stuff, so definitely like has shaped who I am in a way, for sure.
Yeah.
I think all of us.
And do you feel that you have a level of standard to constantly upkeep?
Yeah,
of course.
That's why I don't share. Like, I don't really share the bad. Like, and I think people know with Instagram, it's a highlight. Well, not for everyone. Some people share the bad. It's like a highlight reel of the best times. And I'm kind of guilty of that, I will say. But then it's a personal choice. Like, it's my prerogative if I don't want to share my really bad days. But I do sometimes. But it's just finding your own flow. There's no right or wrong, like
sometimes
with social media.
You don't want to just pick up your phone when you're having a bad day. No. And that's what people are always like. They'll comment if like your life looks so perfect, but like it's not that. It's just like when you're crying, like I'm not one to pick up the phone and then show that. And I know some people are, so that's like totally fine. But it's just
it's your own choice
or not, kind of.
Yeah, and like what do you do? Like, I know we always talk about this, because I think the thing about me, Ashley and Claudine, obviously in the industry as well, we all have our own thing and we work as well at the same time. And like it is part of what we do as well. It's not our be all and end all social media. People think that we're full-time Instagrammers, like living the dream. Unfortunately, we're not. No. There is a part of it we're very grateful for, which is amazing. Yeah. We're so grateful, but like we are like down to earth and want to make our own money outside of that as well. But even that as well, like it can be so vast with the amount of like influences out there now, but we literally keep ourselves to ourselves, don't we? Like it's like our own little trio all the time.
I think because we have each other, you know, like, and I'm such a person, like I'm very like shy, I think anyway, shy, quiet, like, and thank God I have yous in the industry, otherwise like honestly I'd be
fecked. We'd be going to events and Claude would be like, I'm not going if you're not going.
Yeah, and I'm still like that now, and I don't know how many years I'm doing it, but I'm still just
That's
like,
just you, though.
Are you going, right now I feel comfortable, I'll go, kind of thing. So like we're so lucky we've had each other in it, because even obviously when we have work or anything like that, we're always there for one another to help each other out with jobs or advice or like, what do you think I should do for this? So it's amazing having the three of us, because I know like a lot of people might not have that. It was so
nerve-wracking. Like I used to go to a good few events on my own and I'd be terrified and nervous. Was like, just do it, like, because everyone else there is probably feeling the same. And then I will say, like, the industry, it is quite a nice industry in Ireland. And people always ask, is it real bitchy? I know in London or the UK, it's meant to be completely different because it's a bigger pool again.
Yeah.
I'm quite competitive, but in Ireland, it actually is. Where, like,
lovely,
depending on the age groups, like there's people that are our age that are kind of doing it longer, where we'd kind of gel together a bit more, and then like the younger ones together. But as a whole, like there's no like bitchiness or anything. No.
Yeah, it costs nothing to be nice.
No,
And then when it comes into like What do you do if you ever get like little hate comments here and there?
Yeah, I think that's always another really top question people ask is, do you get much hate comments?
Thankfully,
like,
no.
I don't.
I think we're from that generation and we're real as well.
Yeah, like we don't like that. I think the more you open yourself up, the more susceptible you are to feedback and negative comments. Because there's people who will share like absolutely everything and they get more hate and more opinions because they're sharing more. Yeah. Whereas I kind of think we all have a good like balance.
Yeah. And it's keeping it within your boundaries as well.
Don't get me wrong, like, you know, you do have to develop a bit of a thick skin, but we are lucky. Like, I rarely ever get a horrible comment.
Yes.
Thank God. And like, there will be days like you would get a bad comment. And if you're having a bad day, it is going to affect you. And like, it might just send you west. But for the most part, it's block, delete. And that's why those buttons are there.
Yeah, I think Same. And years ago, I remember obviously when you start opening up and sharing things online as well. And I would be a really sensitive person. And the majority, I would get amazing comments, the 99-1 rule. But then the one you'd nearly always focus on.
Bad day or whatever, it can get to you.
I'd get all those comments. And before, I used to always just ignore them. And now I'm kind of in my
clapback.
I'm in my clapback and giving zero fucks because like I was saying, I'm 39 going on 40. You can still be a nice person and tell people to fuck off.
Yeah.
But in a nice way. Yeah. So for years I'd be like, delete, ignore. I'm all about that. Never feed into energy. But then there comes a point where you have to be like, no. And there was an instance there a few weeks ago. And we were out minding the kids for you, Claudine. You were we were minding Emerson and because Claudine went to Disney on Ice.
Yeah.
And honestly, I get times as well, like, especially for the mothers out there, like, I look at Claude and I'm like, how does she do this? Like superwoman. Or thinking then, how did my mom do this before us? Like, you know, like my mom had 3 kids at 23.
I'm just like...
3 kids at 23, single parents, you know, everything, like hats off to even single dads out there. Yeah. But I'm looking at you going, how does she do it? Because it's like so routine, everything like that. So we were minding Emerson. And we were doing all his bits and his little schedule. And then I put up a post going, you know, hats off to all
he had a punami, that's why.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. That's what it was. Whoa, oh my God.
And Emma was like,
no, it was horrific.
No, I know.
Ashley was supposed to change the nappy and she kind of just went like that.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I just took it for the team.
I'm so used to it now.
I took it for the team. But anyways, I put up a story then and I said, hats off to all the mothers, all the caregivers. Like,
and you meant the best from that.
I don't know how you do it. Honestly, you deserve a medal. Yeah. Everyone else, like say 99.9%, were like, God, you know, I'm a single mom and I'm this, that. I'm like, girl, like you deserve a medal. Yeah. Then there was one person
that stuck with you.
Yeah, I opened the message and it was like, how dare you say this? This is not exactly what you mean. Makes me so angry. And I was like, sorry, did you understand? It was a big essay. I actually just wrote back and I said, I was being sincere in this. And then I saw she was writing back, but I didn't click into it. And it was like, no, you didn't. You were lying. And I just was like, delete.
Just, forget about it.
But I feel like she could have had a bad day. Like, I'm thinking of hindsight. She could have had a bad day. I could have triggered her. I don't know. But I just was like, I was going to write back and I was like, no.
You don't have the energy.
You just don't want to go into that at all.
It's like I just don't feed into it. I just wouldn't write back to anyone.
But even like that as well, sometimes even if we, like, not that we had an argument, but even if like our mom or dad or your friends, there comes a point where like, I've said enough. You kind of have to know when to walk away.
Sometimes that's just what people want as well. They just want like a reply.
Yeah, they just want, they're bored.
Yeah.
And then talking about offline and online, how would you say you're different offline?
Oh, offline.
Like, what do people not see that you could say, or tell me something that people don't know about you offline?
Claude's very funny. Like, I think
I love the way Ashley has to answer this. Ashley has to answer this.
Because I know Claudine's not good at her words and she's just going to go blank.
Yeah. Like, and especially on the spot. And I swear, like, Ashley, I even like if it comes to like an email, I'm like, Ashley, help me.
I have to do I'm her PA.
I'm just not good with my
I wrote out the questions for clients. She's like, so what are we talking about? I was like, Claudine, I gave the points.
I knew.
But it's just a chat. We're going there.
You'd just be a little bit of a nervous Nelly.
Yeah, that's okay. So go on.
So what was it? What was the question?
So the question is, so Ashley, you're actually conversing for Claudine now.
How am I like offline?
Yeah, is there things that you like, what do you like offline? Is there things that you feel people might not know about you that you want to like talk about or describe, or what's different in your life?
Do you want me to take this one?
Go on.
Like
Claudine, you're out.
I would so say
like you're quite funny, like you're real witty and like dry and blunt sometimes, and it's just hilarious. But I do
like that time, never liked him anyways.
Yeah, but I don't think you're different offline. Like I think like like your videos that you do, like you're waking
my
up.
morning routine.
That's actually Claudine's routine. And
some people have kind of slagged me in the sense like, oh, that's your life, like. And they're kind of like, are you for real? And I'm like,
it is.
That is Claudine's life.
So I would say you're not that different offline.
No, and I show like just as it is. Of course, there could be a few meltdowns in the way, but it would just be, and I would show it, but it could be just the camera wasn't on me then to video it. But if it was videoed, I would show that. Like one or two of my reels, like, something smashed and something broke. And I was like, I put that in because of course that's part of my day. I would not show that. But of course, if there's a bit of a meltdown, you don't have the camera on you every, like, following you around and like press and play every 2 seconds. But I mean, I feel like that is my life. Like I show just life with the kids. I work, I do my influencing as well. But other than that, like I live a kind of quiet life. I'm not out partying. I don't get to go to a lot of events now because of the stage I'm at in life, like with kids, and like I live outside Dublin now, so it takes me an hour to get in. So you kind of have to like put that all. Of course, if I was living in Dublin and it was a 20-minute drive, I'd be going to so much more. But now it's like, right, I have to put the kids to bed and then I have to drive into town an hour. So, it is a lot more of a quiet lifestyle that I live.
And I would say you're like that is actually like
my
how
life.
you get up. Yeah, and you do the breakfast, and that is literally your routine. Because when we stay, I would stay
like
often,
structure and routine.
And that's how
100%.
Like
That's your
there's never
thing.
anything out of place. Like it's spotless.
You could lick the toilet seat, lads. All I'm gonna say, lick the toilet seat.
It's just like I just process that way. Like even Ryan was back in work today and yesterday, and I'm still just kind of like, no, we did just chill out with the kids. I didn't get out, but I kind of was like, right, get up, and breakfast is still on time, and kind of naps and everything's still in a routine.
Yeah.
I like just getting dressed, like kind of. After an hour I'm up, I just need to get dressed and freshed up and do my skill. I don't like sitting in my pajamas kind of thing. And that's even over the Christmas period when you're supposed to be kind of chilling. I just like that bit of routine.
Yeah.
Do you know?
What about you, Ashley?
I'd say like I share like a good bit of my life. I obviously, like I said, I share like the highlights. Like it's just not me to like come on and like talk about a breakup, or like I have touched on it here and there. But I'm just mindful of like the other person, or, because that person was online as well.
Of course, our respect.
Like I've openly talked about going to therapy and things like that, but I don't delve into it like loads.
Because that is a bit more private in a way.
Yeah, but like I would still chat about like, bad days here and there. So like I don't think I'm that different offline, apart from like I'm a lot funnier.
And it's probably just coming on more
like
showing our person. Like I know Emma always says, like, just come on and show your personalities a bit more and be real chatty, and
this is the thing.
Show your day to day. And that's what I always find hard, probably you as well, because I always say like we just didn't grow up with like that. Yeah. I know you can change.
But the thing
like
is,
you're great at it, Emma, but
I think I was always kind of that one.
Phone on every 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, but you know what I mean.
Like I used to speak on Instagram a good bit more. You did, yeah. And I was terrified to do it, and then I did it, and then I kind of went through some hard times, and I fully lost myself in Instagram in real life, and I had like a couple of shit years, like depressed, like therapy, whatever. Like there was a lot going on, and then I found it hard to like find my flow or get my mojo back with talking. So the odd time when I do talk, like my agency, like my managers would be like, yes, we love this from you. So I just need to like do it more. But I'm just so in routine of like not having my phone like here. Yeah. Do you know, it's not like a choice that I'm not coming on to talk. It's just like, I'm like, are people listening? And like, I know they are.
Yeah. But I wonder what
about you?
Yeah, I was going to say that. Me, I'd be like, well, I kind of show the majority.
You do.
Like, one thing is I don't show, I've definitely learned from previous, I'll never show my relationship online. You'll
little
know.
Hand here and there.
You'll know if I have a new boyfriend, I'll give you a little taste, but I'm not going to dive in, because a lot of people were like, show us the foot, like show me him.
No.
And that's
you can keep things private as well.
Yeah, that's something I had to think about going, do I really want to show him online? And then I was like, it just didn't sit right with me, because not even of the past, and you can't let the past really like,
I'm
create
not sure
the
if I would
future.
share.
But it's just out of not even, number one, protection, but number two, it's privacy.
It's nice to have a bit of privacy. Like it's lovely to have that,
And like you look at the likes of Bonnie Ryan or Just Jordan, like you don't need to show, and they don't want to be on it either. Do you know? So I just think that as well. And then I remember I used to go out an awful lot more when I was probably in my 20s. Now I go out here and there. I love like a pub with a drink or whatever. And I used to always like take photos when I was out, and if I was in 37 and this, no, you don't know where I am.
Yeah.
You know, if I went out, you might see a cocktail and then I just won't. Because I think it's not even out of...
just more living in the moment and then safety
living in the
well,
moment and safety. Yeah, exactly. Those two things as well, especially like safety in this day and age as well. But like, I want to be with my friends. I don't want to be constantly on my phone taking photos. Like I put a little bit up when I'm away with the girls when we were in Ibiza, but I just want to have the crack. I want to live in it instead of being like every 5 seconds with my phone. Like, no, I think we're from
that as well.
Yeah, we're from that generation where you just want to like, I try to really enjoy and switch off and not be on my phone. And that's one thing, even being in a new relationship or even in my previous one a few years ago, I'm very mindful. Like, I'm not going to sit there and just scroll on my phone. When I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Or if we're out even having dinner or something like that, or if we're with mom, my phone is there, or else I'll say, here, I have to just do something for a sec. I'm not just going to sit there while we're having a cup of tea with you. I just think that's so rude.
Yeah.
Why did you ask me over? Like, why am I here? You know, that sort of way.
Yeah.
I think that is so important. Yeah. But we're going to dive in now to the questions.
Okay.
Yeah, because we could be here for a while.
Q&A.
My Q&A. I did put up, I put up a question box on Instagram to ask about questions. And I was only asking Ashley one of these. And I was like, Ashley, I don't know what this question means. She's going to go into it now. No, the one we were talking about off air. Yeah. My God, it's actually so warm in here now. It's cozy. Okay, there's a lovely smell as well. Gorgeous. Okay, so the first one this was actually from James Kavanagh. And I said this to Ashley. And he said, why did you ruin Ashley and Neve's costume reveal at EP? And I was like, no, I didn't ruin the reveal.
She did, Neve.
I thought in my head when she was getting dressed in the tent. But no, I remember it now. Take it away, Ashley.
So basically, I'm sure most of you have seen this video, but myself and Neve decided it'd be the crack to dress up as the Lorax and not tell absolutely anyone. So Confidence Man was coming on and we were like, right, let's scarp her off, like, you know, dress up and come down and surprise everyone. So we did, and we got into character, but we were like, we took loads of videos, and Emma was helping us taking videos, and we were like, we're going to make a reel and compile them together and post it like the next day for Instagram. And then we were getting ready the next morning and I think I was making the reel, or it wasn't quite done. And Emma started posting stories, tagging us like of the Lorax. And I was like, are you for real? I was like, you are doing that to get the views before us and all. And she was like, I didn't. And I was like, delete them. And Emma was panicking, like, but because there was no signal,
but I actually couldn't delete it. And Ashley was in the height of it. She was like, get it down and all. And I was like, Ashley, I'm trying to delete it. I was about to kill her.
And Neve was like,
this was the time that I probably would have scrapped her.
I was like, no, I know she was she was just trying to.
But at the same time, we're in the tent. There's Neve Cullen, James Kavanagh. James Kavanagh sits back and he's having a cup of tea, eating crisps, going, this is fab.
He was eating it up.
I was like, that's
but they're the kind of tips we have. Like, it's not like there's nothing major. And then it was like, right, grand, we go for food. And I was like,
10 minutes later, he's like, oh, do you want to have a drink? Do you want to go out somewhere? Like,
there was no, like, it's not a big row. Like,
oh no, 100%. And then, because the next question was, did we fight as teenagers?
No, not really.
Like, it was more just the fights over like clothes.
The Australia thing.
Yeah, when Emma moved to Australia, like we all had our wardrobes in the room, and like she put a padlock on the wardrobe so we couldn't get like kind of her jewelry, maybe bits of makeup, perfume. But I think like if you pulled it open, the chain started loosening a bit, and you could get your hand in and just like grab a few bits.
Well, she figured it out obviously when she got home.
Yeah. But then like if like, you know, me and you kind of close, like there'd be fights and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But like that was just teenage kind of stuff. Like we grew out
like
of it,
never over boys or anything like that. Or anything major. Like, no.
That was one thing. It was like, did we fight over, did we ever like the same boy? No.
No, I don't think so.
We have a completely different. We don't even really have types.
No, I don't. Just whoever I connect with, like, person.
Whoever has a pulse.
No,
I'm only messing.
No, never like over the same fella.
No, never.
My God.
Yeah, imagine.
We never fell out, didn't we?
No big falling out.
Did we ever not talk for weeks?
I can ever remember. No.
Did you not talk to me for weeks sometime?
Not that I can remember.
There could have been, but like I can't remember from the top of my head.
I can't remember the last time. It was probably like years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Then who takes the best pics?
Me.
Obviously. Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley
Point
is.
blank.
Yeah, 100%. She has the ring light on her at all times.
Yeah.
Down with granddad's for Christmas. Taking out the ring light.
Granddad is like, what?
We got the photos, I'm telling you. And everyone wants to know here. Okay, so I'll actually dive into this in a second. Okay. So Ashley's workout routine.
just as you said that, I was about to go, I'm absolutely starving my stomach.
We'll get food after her.
Yeah. I don't have a workout routine. Like I don't drive, so I walk a good bit. So I'll be a little bit active, but I just now, I like to party. So I'm always like moving.
Yeah, you do your steps. You like to go out.
I will say, I know my angles. Like, I mean, like, I know how to, like, point the leg, pop the hip, suck in, whatever. Like, they are angles. Like, maybe I should show that a bit more online. Like, as I'm sitting down. There's obviously cellulite, there's flabbiness and everything, but I know my angles. Like,
I think you should do that.
To pose.
Yeah, I just know how to pose. Like, I've always had big boobs. The girls have none. I got all of mams.
Yeah, we have none.
Actually, I have a nice B.
But you don't have boobs.
You don't have...
Boobalicious.
Yeah.
I kind of
we don't compare to Ashley.
No, compared to you.
Compared to you. My shape. I've just always had wide hips, a smaller waist, bigger boobs. Like I just have.
Kim Kardashian.
Which I'm grateful for. But like I obviously fluctuate. Like I was only looking back at photos just over the last couple of years, and like I put on like probably a stone and a half, maybe more, and I've lost it again just because. Like I used to eat a lot of takeaways.
Yeah.
Like my ex was in the food industry. Yeah. And like I love my food, but I cook a lot more at home. I don't really do the takeaways. I'm just a bit more mindful. And then like I walk into work every day, like, and I walk home. I don't get like public transport and I don't drive obviously. So I just kind of move my body a bit more.
Yeah.
So it's just all those little things that kind of add up, like healthier lifestyle choices.
Totally. Would you start an OnlyFans as a threesome?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, if it was for feet pics.
The love heart tattoos.
I'll tell all individual now. We'd make some money.
We'll do.
I've been told that you should. Like whenever James Kavanagh posts my slow mo videos of
insert clip
boobies. Yeah, insert clip. I'm always like, I didn't give you permission to post that, first of all, and second of all, like we're making money off that.
100%. No, honestly, no. Then it says here, your top 2026 advice.
For who?
For just saying your advice for 2026. General. I think advice, like I was saying, I'm kind of coming into, I do care. This is the thing. I'm a real sensitive person and I am an empath, everything like that. But I am getting better at giving zero fucks and detaching a little bit more because I would have attached a lot more. So it's learning to detach from like people, places that no longer serve you because... You know, they either grow with you in a season or you grow apart. And I really think that you have to match someone's efforts. And that is in like friendship, careers, relationships. So if they give 50, you give 50. There's going to be times where you have to give like a little bit more because that's a partnership as well. But if there's a constant flow, whether it's with a friend and you're constantly giving 70 and you want to meet up, pull away. If they don't meet you where you're at, it's okay to step outside. And because you don't want to constantly be wasting like your time, your energy. It's just soul destroying. And I'm such a giver. And I had high expectations even when I was dating or even with my family as well. Why can't they do that? Why can't they love me like that? Why can't they do that? They're a completely different person. So it's learning to really lower your expectations because you're going to be setting yourself up for failure. So it's coming to terms with like your expectations, you know, caring a little bit less of what people think and giving more time to prioritize, I'd say, yourself. Yeah. Just saying, do you know what? You know, it might suit them, but sometimes going, God, actually, I feel under the weather today. Can I do a rain check? Because I would have been a yes person for the majority of my life, where now it took me years. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's not going, no, it's saying, listen, do you mind if we catch up? Because I would have been very blunt years ago. Like Ashley and Claudine will tell you that now, just to the point. And then I'd say, no, I'm not like that. And now when I look from the outside in, I'm like, just make it a bit softer. Like it's all about your execution, isn't it? Yeah. What would you say for 2026?
I think just to, like, I know I live a slow paced life as it is, but like, I think to really just enjoy life, and especially with the kids, like the ages they're at, like especially Effie, I'm like, I wish she would stay this age.
Press pause.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just want to like enjoy all the little things and appreciate them because obviously, you know, like just your health is everything. Do you know what I mean? And then you see stories online and everything that like you don't realize that is everything, like your family kind of thing. So I think just slowing down, enjoy the little things in life and appreciate every day. Do you know, like especially I just would love to stay at this stage with the kids forever. So I just want to appreciate every day. And also you see stories online and people going on holidays, doing like everything like this, that, and I'm like, that is not what isn't important. You know, you kind of like
just going to the playground or having an ice cream or sitting at home watching a movie. Small things
just
in life.
Small things in life, I think, just really appreciate for me anyway.
Love that. You answered.
Yeah. I know, I'm not able.
Well done, Ash.
I think for me, obviously, separating this year, like becoming single, like I've been having like the best year, having fun, but I obviously still have a lot of work to do in terms of healing and working on myself and finding out who I am, and things like learning how to create boundaries and accept like what I am going to accept, what I'm not going to accept. So I'm definitely going to continue. I'm back in therapy, going to continue with that and just kind of like still figure out who I am, and you know, like those things with boundaries and stuff, like, because like I definitely have still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but that takes years.
Time.
Like I was even talking like to Mum about this the other day about like, God, I probably sound like an absolute wagon because I've been in so many relationships, but I've only been in like 4 or 5, and I am like 39. But I even said to Mum as well, like how I've grown or whatever. I do be reflecting on things as well. But it took me to get over my long-term ex. I don't think it ever goes away. That's being honest. There's always parts of you there. But about 4 years.
Yeah.
And I remember even another like guy saying to me, oh, it's going to take you 3 to 5 years. And I was like, yeah, right. Because I only went from one long-term relationship, which was nearly 9 years. And 6 months later, I got with another guy. And that was like a pattern for me. Yeah. I never noticed that. It was a pattern. Every 6 to 8 months, I'd just jump into a relationship because I only figured out I just wanted to be loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to feel loved.
Like I was saying, like I've been having fun like with friends and stuff, but I actually haven't gotten back out into the dating world. So I think for me, that was, men and women are different like that. Like men obviously jump into relationships and women kind of focus on themselves. So I did consciously make that decision to focus on me and just kind of find connection with friends to heal. So I think like that was the best thing for me. But there's still obviously work to do like that with, as I was saying, creating boundaries and learning like what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. So I'd be ready to get into the dating pool now.
Yeah,
coming into 2026. So any eligible bachelors, holler.
Swipe, link in the bio.
But it took me a lot of time because like for ages I was terrified, like, and like I still am nervous because I don't know what it's like to date because I haven't done it since I'm like 21 or something, you know.
Yeah, it is alien. Crazy. I'm not gonna lie, because I even said to Ashley as well, I like everyone has their own pace, don't get me wrong, like there's no manual in dating or in life as well, but I had fun in dating as well, which I talked about in my previous podcast. Yeah. But I did use it as a tool as well. It's not like you're gonna, you know, instead of putting pressure on yourself, being like, I need to find a man, just being like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna find out about myself. I'm gonna see what I like. I'm gonna see, oh, these are the values I like in a person. Hang on, no, this isn't what I value in a person.
Yeah, that's what I have all ahead of me because I haven't started dating
you're not sure like what you're looking for kind of in a way.
Yeah, but it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And then before we end things, because we'd be here chatting forever, I always used to ask my guests, even on my previous like pod as well, if you were to give advice to your younger self, what would you say?
Oh.
So like, you know, like little Claude. Like what did you worry about when you were younger? Or like, you know, if you were to give her advice,
I suppose that like it all works out kind of thing. Like I think for me in my head, like I think I did just want that family and to settle down kind of thing. Career, I was never like career driven crazy the way you were. Do you know, that was never my main priority in life. And I think like that, just obviously your younger self would stress about what do I want to do? Like, where do I want to go? And then it was only as I got a little bit older, I kind of just went with the flow and like it does work out kind of thing. Do you know, just kind of believe in yourself and just... Yeah, that it did kind of work out in the end for me, which I'm proud of myself. Yeah, do you know, and obviously you never know which way your life is going to go. But yeah, just to trust the process kind of thing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like I would say, like, do you know that saying, like, this too shall pass? Like, you know, like that you're going to go through hard times, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. Like you're going to get through them. Like you're saying, everything always kind of works out. And just maybe to never settle for less is one thing I would say, because I did for like a long time. Yeah. And it took me a long time to come to a point where I wasn't going to settle. I could have done that years ago, but then that wouldn't have been my journey. But I would say to younger Ash, like, do not settle for anything less and create those boundaries and love yourself.
Mic drop. I'm telling you. Well, thank you so much for coming on. All of the above.
We need to start our own now.
I'm telling you. And I think it's so important, especially this episode is really close to my heart. I think I held back the tears several times.
Yeah, I've seen you do that a few times.
Yeah, several times, because it's such a big thing to have my sisters here to talk, to have an open conversation, talk about our childhood, our struggles, what I've been like, and just be relaxed and have the chats. Because I think a lot of people think we're supposed to be a different thing offline, but this is actually how we are. And I think it's about being vulnerable, about opening up, about being single, breakups, wanting an easy life, wanting to spend time with your family, wanting to go slow. Like, you're allowed all of these things as well, and don't let social media tell you elsewhere. So thank you for tuning in. And next week I'll have a special guest on to really start off the new year. And Happy New Year from all of the above.
Ciao.
Happy New Year.